It's fine. The information is more important.
And what about your shirt? Last time you had an elegant shirt.
Yeah,
The shirt goes perfectly with the painting.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
it goes perfect.
everything is aligned. Like, I'm one with the canvas. Right? Okay. So today I was thinking to talk more about, let's say, more grounding subject and more like simple subject, because I know last time we talked a lot about like energy, chakras, dimensions, aliens, and all of this crazy stuff, which is cool. Like I love to talk about that. However, I think it's most important to start with the basis and understand to create a healthy basis, so you know exactly how to operate your mind, how to clear subconscious belief, how this machine works. And after that, after you created this base and you have like a better understanding of yourself, then we can go deeper into the subjects like energy and other stuff. So I just wanted to start to talk today about the basis. So basically what I'm going to talk about today is mostly about meditation, stress, brain waves, and the subconscious. And this is more or less the topics, and from there on we can go with the topic like further on depending on the questions. Okay? So you can ask me anytime. If you have any questions, ask me. If I know the answer, I will respond. If I don't, I will skip. Okay then. So let's talk about meditation, because this is a very big topic, and it's a very big topic also for me, because meditation got me where I am today, and I know for sure that meditation will take me even further beyond, like when it comes to levels of consciousness or new dimensions. So what is actually meditation? Like, what does it mean? From what I see all over the place, it's people think that meditation is stopping your mind, stopping your thoughts, right? This is what you hear everywhere on the news, on YouTube, on everywhere. However, the thing with this practice of meditation, because there are many practices, is at this level that we are, you cannot stop your mind. It's almost impossible to do so, because your mind, your thoughts are as automatic as your heartbeat. So it's almost impossible to stop them consciously. Okay, if you're a monk sitting in the mountains for 10 years meditating, yeah, it's possible, because you have nothing else to do, you're there. However, if you live in society and you live in, with people, with situations, with jobs, with stress and stuff like that, good luck stopping your mind, or like stopping your mind like this. Okay, stop. So that's why, in a way, this practice of meditation has been spoiled for many people, because once they tried, they were like, okay, I couldn't stop my mind, I failed, so I'm not with it. So they never went through it. So then, if the process of meditation is not about stopping your mind, then what is it about? And from my experience and from other people's experience about it, it's about changing your state of consciousness, or basically changing your brain waves. So, because we have here like the brain waves, let's say the gears of the brain. We are operating at a certain frequency most of the time. Then when we sleep, we change this level of consciousness. Everything slows down, so we can literally, in a way, let go of our ego and just get into this very, very deep state, which is sleep, and that's why we recover. Because in this state of sleep, then you have almost close to no resistances when it comes to energy transfer. So when you're asleep, then is when your energetic body is the most active, because then the ego is out of the picture, and all of the energy can move more with a better flow. Because when we are in the ego, in our personality, we tend to block a lot of these flows. You know, it's like, okay, I don't want this, like, you know. So when we are in sleep, you don't have those filters anymore, so the body can rejuvenate and can recharge, basically. Okay, so this is about sleep. But so yes, meditation is basically changing your state of vibration, or changing your brain, switching gears of your brain. And also your brain will affect your body, because the mind and body are connected. Another thing about meditation, the word itself, what does it mean? It means to become familiar. And to become familiar with what? I'm asking. To become familiar with what?
Yourself.
Yeah. So this is the biggest, let's say, reward that meditation will give you. Is that you will become more familiar with yourself, because you as yourself, you're a multi-dimensional being. What does this basically mean? You have many dimensions to yourself. Okay, you have the body, you have the mind, you have your emotions, you have your energy, you have past lives, you have like a lot of stuff within you. You basically, if I will be a little bit poetic, the entire universe is within you. So you will never get bored of getting familiar with yourself. So yeah, this is basically what meditation does. It helps you to get familiar with yourself. At the beginning, you will get familiar with your thoughts. After that, you will get familiar with your emotions. From there on, you will get familiar with your patterns, with your subconscious beliefs, then maybe with your energy, and the story goes on and on and on. So basically, the practice of meditation helps you to become more aware of yourself. So this is basically where it all starts. Because, you know, if you want to work with energy, if you want to work with past lives, if you want to work with, you know, all of this like quote-unquote crazy stuff, you need to be aware of them, right? So how you get aware of them? By doing this practice, or adopting this practice within your daily life of constantly meditating to increase awareness. Because at one point, also within my journey, I was meditating, and then I became aware of this energetic aspect of myself. I don't know when. I just know that at one point I was like, okay, I'm aware of it. And then I became more and more aware of it, till to this day I can be aware of also what's happening on the outside and also what's happening on the inside at the same time. So this is a skill that it's learned with time. Okay, so this is generally about meditation. Another thing that I want to clarify is there are many types of meditations. I usually call meditation an Omnitool. Omnitool, you get you understand what it means, right? Omnitool.
Well, Omni is like everything.
Yeah. So basically, with this, it's like a tool that you can use for everything. Basically, that's like my definition and my perspective about this technique or this practice in general. Because what you can do with this tool is you can access the settings menu of your being. You can go inside and you can access your subconscious beliefs, your energy, your emotions, and many others. Basically, your settings menu of your life, because your life, it's you. It's the reflection of yourself. So if you want a better life, what do? You change yourself. That's one way. Or you effort, you try to change the exterior world. That takes a little bit more time, but again, everybody's free to do whatever they want. If you want a quote-unquote easier way, I know, for me it's easier, it's to go inside, change the programs from inside, and then these new programs will be reflected on the outside. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So yes, in a way, that's why I refer to this practice of meditation as an Omnitool, because with this you are capable of doing many changes within your being. From again, from emotions, thoughts, subconscious programs, energies, and many, many more. It's all about being aware of them and knowing the technique. Because once you're aware of them, it's very easy to do the technique. Yeah, we'll get to that point. Okay, so let me explain about the brain frequencies. So basically, our brain operates in multiple frequencies or gears. So now, when we are talking and when we are awake, aware, and attentive, we are operating from beta. So this is the frequency of being awake, being here. And what does beta mean? Beta has many levels, from 13 hertz to 32 hertz. Hertz meaning cycles per second. Okay. And in this beta, basically our attention is on the exterior world. It's on time and it's on our body. And this is the frequency where we explore the exterior world. So in this frequency we experience the physicality, everything that is here. And the more you go up in frequency beta, because you have lower beta, middle beta, and high beta, basically the more stress you get. So the more stressed, stress, like you have an appointment, you need to go somewhere, that is stress. The more stressed you are, the higher you will be in beta. What does this mean? The higher you are in beta, the more focused you will be on the exterior world. The more focused you will be on time and your time perception, and the more focused you will be on your body. So if you want to experience, I don't know, energy, magic, unicorns and stuff like that, it's pretty hard because your entire focus is in this world. A very wise person said once that everything that you can imagine exists. What does this actually mean is that everything that you can imagine exists, but in another dimension. Because now where we are operating is just imagine a very thin slice of everything that we call reality. Because our eyes can perceive only a small fraction of the visible light, our ears can perceive only a small fraction of what we can hear, and basically all of our senses are limited. So basically, if you want unicorns and rainbows and all of this, they exist, but not in this bandwidth. And how to explain even further this, imagine that you have a radio and each channel has a certain frequency, right? If you want that physicality, you go at this frequency. If you want to go on another frequency, you change the frequency. And how do you do this? You change the frequency of your brain. The deeper you will go in frequency, the lower your frequency will be, the more the inner world will become more vivid to you. So when you're in here, the exterior world is becoming real to you. This is what it's real, nothing else. Okay? And usually the persons who are here, you can try to talk to them about this stuff, they will not believe it because they have not experienced it. The moment you go down to alpha, theta, or delta, which is lower cycles, more relaxed, then the inner world becomes more real than the outside world. And what does this mean? Is you can imagine something, you can picture yourself in some situation, and within your mind, while in this state, and your body will not know the difference between what is happening in your imagination or if that thing is happening in real life. So basically what does this mean? If you can go into alpha or theta and still be conscious and awake, because usually these are the frequencies where we sleep. Okay, let me explain also these frequencies to understand much better. Alpha is the state when we are between sleep and awake. Right the moment when you wake up and you're like, oh, like what planet is this? What reality is this? That is alpha. And alpha is also the state where meditation starts. Because when you relax, then you go into alpha. And in alpha, or even lower levels of alpha, then your imagination or your inner world starts becoming as real or more real than the outside world. You know, when you have that, whenever you experience a meditation, you had an experience and it felt so real, so tangible, but nothing happened on the outside, right? Because everything happened inside. So all of this experience happened in alpha. Then you go to theta. Theta is already at theta you're asleep, and this is when sleep paralysis happens, where you cannot move your body anymore. And this is also the state of hypnosis. So whenever you see the hypnotist, you know, and the people go down, they are in theta. And delta is even lower. This is deep sleep. In this state, you recover most efficiently while you're sleeping. So the more you stay in delta, the better the sleep is, and the more you will recover, the more you will heal, and so forth. Now, what meditation does, it helps you to switch from beta to alpha, and from time to time you can go even deeper to theta. And in this state, again, your inner world will be more real than the outside world. So everything that you can imagine, you will feel it like it's real. So you can imagine, I don't know, that you're rich, that you have what you want, that you can imagine anything, and you will feel that emotion like you already have it. And the more you go down, the more you will have access to your subconscious mind. Now, when it comes to the conscious and the subconscious mind, we have the conscious mind, which is basically 5% of our mind. Because the subconscious mind controls everything else within our body. Controls the healing. Whenever you are wounded, the wound heals. Who does that? The subconscious mind. Who digests your food? The subconscious mind. Who knows? Because imagine just the process of digestion. You need to sense what you have, how much you need to leave it there, what chemicals you need, when you need it, and when to absorb it. So it's a lot of process and a lot of information. All of this is done by your subconscious mind. Then, your heartbeat. Everything is done by your subconscious mind. And also within our subconscious mind is basically, in a way to put it, our subconscious mind is like a Tesla, and our conscious mind is like we are in the Tesla. And we put information, it's like, okay, take me there. And the car takes you there. This is exactly how your subconscious mind works. We are basically given a free ride in this world, because we have not enough intelligence within our body for the body to take care of itself, so we can have the possibility to explore more of this reality. Because imagine if you needed to constantly beat your heart. Imagine how much time and focus you would need. You would not have time for anything else. Luckily, we have the subconscious mind, this inner intelligence within us, and the subconscious mind is 100,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind. So this is where most of our power lies, in our subconscious mind. And again, the more you go, the deeper you go into frequency and stay awake, the better you will have access to your subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind is neutral, it doesn't know good from bad. And there is where we have most of our programs and most of our beliefs. Because again, also we have a free ride from the universe in this life. So basically, again, the same analogy with the car, you get in the car, you program the destination, and then it takes you there. It's the same with our beliefs. We can install beliefs in our subconscious mind, and then we will act according to those beliefs. If you believe that you will be poor and you will be ever poor, then you will take decisions unconsciously that will take you to be poor. If you believe that you will be rich, or that you deserve to be rich, you will take decisions almost unconsciously that will take you to being rich. All of these are just programs, and we have the capability to change them. And these programs are in every domain. Money, finances, career, love, health, everything. Because most of our life is controlled by the subconscious mind. And again, through the process of meditation, you will become aware of your subconscious mind, you will become aware of the programs within it, and you will be able to change them through this process of meditation. Make sense? All clear? No questions? I guess it's good. So yes. So that's why I consider that meditation it's an Omnitool, because it gives you access to your subconscious mind and many other aspects of yourself, and from there you can start changing. You can start changing your program that you got from your childhood, from your parents, from your mothers, from all over the place. Programs that maybe you are not aware and maybe that you don't want. Okay, some time ago a friend of mine asked me, why do we get all of the programs in our childhood? Because it's like we don't get it from anywhere else. You get it also from other places, like your past lives, for example. But most of the program that you get in this life, you get it from your childhood. Why? Is because when you're young, you're like a sponge. Because from 0 to 7, you are in theta brainwave, so you're in a state of hypnosis, basically. So all of the information that you see around you is getting completely absorbed into your subconscious mind, without any protection and without any barrier. So all the gestures, all the programs, every word, it's recorded and stored in the subconscious mind. Doesn't matter if you're 1 day old, 2 days old, or doesn't matter. Everything is recorded. Then from 7 to 14 you get into alpha. Again, it's still possible to get information, but the crucial step is from 0 to 7. If you get this right, then you're good. If not, you can change it later on. So no worries. And from 14 you get into beta, which is conscious. You become conscious of what's happening. Now, there is also gamma. Gamma, by science, they explain that it's an exotic state of being. Because gamma basically is higher levels of consciousness. Whenever you have a transcendent moment within meditation, your brain goes from theta to gamma like a rocket. And the more you grow into consciousness, because for example, if you get 1 second. So last time we discussed about levels of consciousness, and the more you get, the higher you get in levels of consciousness. For example, those who achieved peace, joy, or enlightenment, they are operating from gamma all the time. So this is their new state of consciousness. Because it's like in gamma, you're processing much more information and you're processing many more dimensions. Okay, but this is more like later on when we talk about like master level and stuff like that. For now, let's come back to our like beta, alpha, and theta. So yeah. So yes, basically, if you want to change a certain aspect of yourself, you need to do the groundwork. Because how to say it? I know that certain experience, certain tricks or practices that we do here may seem a bit like weird or supernatural for somebody, and that's okay, because what I would suggest is you, by meditating and having this practice, you will start to experience these subtle aspects of reality, these subtle aspects of yourself, and by you experiencing them, then you have like a validation that okay, they exist, it's possible. But in order for you to do this, you need to have a constant practice of meditation. In order for you to get in touch with this new aspect, or not new aspects, but the other aspects of yourself. Because when we are born, we were taught that, okay, it's like you have thought, you have emotions, you have your body, and that's all. Nothing else exists. Everything else is just, unicorns, bullshit, and flower power. Yeah, this is what we are told.
Yeah, that's true.
But again, now more and more people are starting to pierce into these new dimensions of themselves, which they always have. Everybody has this. It's just like, are you aware of it or not? It's as simple as that. So that's why I would suggest to do the groundwork, to focus on the meditation, focus on these aspects of yourself, and then from there on grow. Not only meditation, because again there are many forms of meditation. And one other thing that I want to discuss is mindfulness and meditation. They are two different things. Okay, they're not the same thing. Mindfulness means being in the present moment. Yes, meditation has a part of mindfulness, because when you're meditating, if you're in the present moment, it really helps you to lower this frequency and to get into this state of deep relaxation. However, they're not the same, because I hear a lot of people, it's like, oh, I'm mindful when I'm cooking, so I'm meditating. Well, you could say that, but I would say that you're present, you're not actually meditating, because meditating is a deeper state. When you really meditate and you feel it, then you will know the difference. Is it possible to meditate while being awake? Yes. It's possible to train yourself to be at alpha while you're doing normal day-to-day stuff. If you want to do this, I would suggest not to do like driving or bicycle or something like this, because your mind will be somewhere else. But common stuff you are able to do while in this state. So then you're basically meditating and being here at the same time. Another thing about stress that I remember right now, what does stress do to you, and also the mind? It's when we are stressed, and when, for example, we have a lot of tasks to do, right? We are at work and we have like a lot of tasks to do. What we tend to do if we're not present is we tend to rehearse all of these tasks within our mind, go over them again and again and again, and you didn't even start your day because you're already tired of this mental rehearsal of you doing all the tasks. And by you doing this, by you playing with your imagination, then you're basically tiring yourself without actually doing anything. So that's why it's good for you to, through the process of meditation, to take control of these aspects of yourself, to take control of your imagination, of your focus, and of where you put your focus. Like, are you putting in the future, in the past, or in the present moment? There is a time for everything. But yes, basically, this is why I wanted to talk about this topic of meditation, to really emphasize how important and how useful it is. Not only for magic stuff, but also for day-to-day stuff. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, another thing about stress, because now we can go in the topic of stress, is when you're in stress, in high beta, the more stressed you are, the less mind you will use. Because when you're in stress, you're not able to use these new parts of the brain, the neurocortex. Because all of the energy is going into the reptilian brain, into the older parts of the brain. And the older parts, they are responsible for reaction. And in the reaction, you are not able to think. You're not able to process information. You're able to process information, but not on a deep level. So when you're stressed, you're just taking actions instinctively and just reacting to certain situations. That's why, for example, you remember when you had a very important test, you studied a lot, you memorized everything, And on the day of the test, you got so stressed that you forgot everything, right? Now, why did that happen? That happened because you were so stressed that all of the energy went into this part of the brain and not the part of the brain where you memorized everything. So you couldn't retrieve all of those information that you stored up in the brain. And once the exam was over and you relaxed, what happened? Oh, you remember everything now. So you see how this little thing can influence our lives by just changing the frequency and being aware that you're stressed. This is the most important part, because most of the people they live in this state of stress for years and years, and then they do not realize that they're stressed. Because the body is so good at adapting to whatever situation we want that if you live in a state of stress for too long, that will become your normal, your new normal.
Yeah, actually, I was reading that one girl that she has this Ayurvedic page and so on. She works with Ayurvedic stuff, and also like the keto diet and all of that. She's from Spain, and she was sharing a reflection that she had because she works as this Ayurvedic person and so on, helping others, and she took some holidays, like to go wherever she wanted to go and do whatever she wanted to do. And it was like funny for her because when she took this rest, actually her body started to like present lots of tensions and pain, and and she was reflecting like how, not frustrated, but she felt like, I plan to do this while my holiday, so I can enjoy and blah blah blah. But now my body is asking me for something different, and I wasn't conscious that I was working for 5 years so much, and I was putting myself under so much stress that now my body is trying to recover
Exactly.
from that. So like,
so it's like, exactly like that.
And then you get frustrated and you
So yes, this happens when you don't pay attention to also what your body needs. Because I know most of the people are just focused on like, okay, career, actions, schedules, goals, blah blah blah, and they don't really care, or they don't really focus on what their body needs. Okay, because we are humans, we're not machines, and we need to take care of our body. And there is a saying that I really like. It's nature never hurries, yet everything is done. And this implies that everything has a certain rhythm to it, right? That everything happens at a specific time, because then it's when it's meant to happen. This is how nature works. However, we as humans come with our big brain and we say, no, it has to happen now. And we stress, happening, and then we get burned out, and after that, the things happens. Because this is basically how we get fired. Because we literally, by stress, we disconnected from nature. We disconnected from nature, from nature itself. From the vibration of nature, from the frequency of nature, from the wisdom of nature. Because again, that quote it's just amazing. Like, nature never hurries, yet everything is done. If we would be connected to our inner nature, and you can do this by being into alpha and by being aware of what is happening, we will realize that we have our own rhythm in life. If we want to stress, like, okay, I need to get to that destination now, you can stress, but it will not help you. So that's why it's really important for us to learn how to manage stress, so we can be healthy, also physically, mentally, and healthy, like, overall. Another thing about stress, just to go a little bit into detail, is many diseases that people have are related to stress. And why is that? Because when you're in stress, you're basically in survival. You're trying to survive. And what does the body do? It transfers all the energy that is used for rejuvenation, for reconstruction, for maintenance. All of this energy is transferred to the muscles in order for you to be prepared to run or to fight. And basically, it's gearing up, it's giving you enough power for you to do this. Now, if you're staying in this state for too long, it's the same as being like a race car. You're driving, and never stopping for repairs. What will happen? At one point, a tire will blow, and you need to go into repairs anyway. This is what happens with most of the people. They stress, work. Then they have a disease, and then they need to stop if they want it or not. And this is all because they're not aware of how their inner body works. Their stress, how their body works. This is simple biology. So that's why it's so important to become aware of yourself, to become aware of your patterns, to become aware of your limiting beliefs, and to see, okay, where maybe I'm sacrificing too much for maybe something that I don't really want. So yeah, this is the short version of stress. I can go into more details about what stress does to your body if you wish. Yeah, okay. So I'll try to make it short. So basically, whenever you get stressed, these hormones cortisol and adrenaline get pumped into your body. First thing that happens is all of the blood from your digestive tract goes into your muscles. So all of the digestion, absorption, everything that happens in the digestive tract stops. This is why we have problems with stomach, we have problems with digestion, and we have problems with stomach in general if you're too stressed, because it's working at half capacity. Imagine like you have a food, it's not fully digested, you get stressed, and the process stops, and you have undigested food in your stomach, which is really bad for you. But this is later on. Then next thing that happens is you start to perspirate and you start to sweat a lot, and this sweat is acidic and has a bad taste again, because if a tiger bites you, you don't want to taste sweet, right? Because if it's sweet, it's like yum 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 and you're done. So you will taste bad and you will taste acidic. Because you're sweating, you're trying to survive. This is basically a survival mechanism. Then your blood gets more clogged, not more like jelly. Because again, it's from a survival perspective. If you get wounded and you're bleeding, if your blood is very liquid, you'll bleed to death. If your blood is like a bit jellified, you'll bleed less and less and less. Bless you. Then what happens is your immune system stops. Why is that? Imagine that the immune system consumes a lot of energy to maintain it and to protect you. If you have, for example, an infection in your body, and the immune system is working on clearing it and healing you, and in the same time you have a tiger that is coming and wants to jump on you, what will the body do? Will it still keep the energy to the immune system, or will it direct all the energy to your muscles so you can run? What will it do? Yes. Why? Because you need to survive now. The infection may kill you in 2-3 weeks, but you need to survive now because the tiger is here. So yeah, this is what it does. It literally moves all of this energy to your muscles, and then you will not have enough energy for your immune system, for your digestion, and for the vital parts of your body. Yes, the body can be in this state for a short period of time. It's completely normal, you can adapt to it. The problem is when this state is constant.
Like
because,
right now?
Sorry?
Like right now, pandemic.
For some people.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I'm not stressed at all.
No, I mean that it works in the same way as, for example, like where you put the focus and energy, yeah? Like if you are constantly focusing on that and putting the energy on that, then you are also awakening your immune system.
Exactly.
And then things are coming into you.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, because this
so
was...
I'm not saying that by no putting any energy you will not get anything, but but still, if you put it there, then it will come easier to you because
Yeah.
you're less protected.
Of course.
People don't think about it in this way.
Well, to be honest, like most people don't know about this about their body. So that's the thing. Is like the more you know, the more you are prepared and know how to use this machine, this vehicle. Wait, where was I? Yes. Also with the pandemic, with the fear, is that we are so evolved, we have so much big brains that most of the time it works against us. Because of our imagination, now the tiger is no longer out there, it's in here. So the fear, this trigger, is constantly triggered by our mind. And the tiger can be a situation, a colleague, a person that really triggers this stress response within you. So that's why we need to be aware of like, okay, am I stressed? How does my body feel? And then take the necessary steps to get out of stress and back into balance. Because once you're back into balance, then the body can work itself and heal and do its maintenance. Also another, I don't know if I should say this. Yeah, I will say it anyway. Another thing about stress, it also affects of course the reproductive system, but more importantly for females, if the female has a certain amount of stress in their body, they are not able to have an orgasm. It's just not possible for the female organism. For the male, it acts a little bit different. A small amount of stress actually amplifies this response. Again, but if you have too much stress, then it will not work. So again, also in this domain, if you're way too much stress, you will not be able to have an orgasm because you will not feel safe within your body. Because again, the female needs to be safe in order for her to really let go and release and be in the present moment. Because you cannot have an orgasm by thinking of it. You know, it happens through the body. So yeah, this was just a side topic. So yes, this is basically what stress does to your body. By you being in this state constantly, your body doesn't have time to heal itself. Because all of these resources, all of the energy is going to other parts. So that's why it's so important to know when you're stressed and to get back into balance. So yeah, I think that would be all for today. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. And I think you can stop it.